Hello and welcome to Cooking with Anna. Today we are making pumpkin pie. Figure it's right before Thanksgiving. Perfect thing to make right now because everybody eats pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving, right? So this is the recipe that's on the back of the Libby's can. And I actually noticed that there's two different recipes in here because there's a new fashioned pumpkin pie and a famous pumpkin pie. So we're doing the famous pumpkin pie, but I'm adding my own little twist to it. Other than that, let's get started. So this is super easy. So I'm making two pies today. So it's going to be one full 29 ounce can of pumpkin. All right then. I'll have to grab that later. Wasn't expecting that to fall off. There you go. This is what happens when you're cooking at home. All right, let's clean that out. Apparently I got pumpkin all over my arm from the lid. But that was attached a little bit better on there than it was, so. All right. Alright, so we got the 1 can of pumpkin, 128 ounce can of pumpkin. We're gonna do 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. I really hope everything fits in this bowl. Normally I use a larger bowl, but this is the largest glass bowl that I have. So I figure you guys probably want to see what it looks like. Next, so I have 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, half a teaspoon of ground clove, and I saw salt in there. Oh, 1 teaspoon of salt. So that's gonna go in there as well. And this is kind of one of those like dump and mix and you're done, you're ready to go. 4 eggs. All right, and now we are gonna add my twist. So this is nutmeg. And I use, I guess you can call it fresh nutmeg. The recipe doesn't call for nutmeg, but I like adding a little bit of nutmeg because it adds more flavor to it. All right, so we're just gonna grind some nutmeg on there. If you don't have the little balls of nutmeg, I would say probably about 1/4 teaspoon is all you need. I just eyeball it. All right. Next, I'm gonna grab my whisk and we are gonna mix this up. Get it all nice and incorporated without trying to make an even bigger mess than I already made. So hopefully you guys get to try this for Thanksgiving. This is probably one of my favorite pumpkin pie recipes. I mean, it's one of the easiest. And why not do one that I've made for years and added my own little twist to it. When I say little twist, I mean literally little twist. I think the first time I made this, I forgot to add sugar. Yeah, that one required a lot of whipped cream. All right, so next we have 2 cans of the evaporated milk, and you want to shake those up really good. Most of the time I'd store these upside down right before, just to get stuff going in there. And then my secret to these is you don't cut the whole lid off, you just make 1 small hole on top, and then a little bit of a bigger hole on the bottom. And I'll do this one. So a small hole on top, which is your breathing hole, so it doesn't splatter. Bigger hole on the bottom, that's your pour hole. And this is why I use like a silicone mat underneath my, silicone trivet underneath my bowl, is so that I can stir and my bowl doesn't go anywhere. So now I'm just gonna stir and pour my can in there and see how easy that comes out and it doesn't splatter or anything. All right, so hopefully the other can will fit in here pretty good. And these are the 12-ounce cans. I need 2 of the 12-ounce cans in this. And I suppose you could use the non-fat, low-fat option. I just like the regular. All right, so I got the first one in there. Fingers crossed this all fits. Now when it comes time to pouring it into the pie shells, you can ladle it in there. That's an option. But I'm just gonna pour them in. That is a very tight fit, but it fits nonetheless. So it's all nice and incorporated, nice and mixed up. Pop that in there. Next, I'm gonna grab my spatula, move our pie shells over. Let's get some of this mess cleaned up. Moved out of the way. Move that over without trying to make a big old mess. I'm gonna turn this way. I'm just gonna hopefully pour it in without making a big old mess. And I like to put my pie shells on a baking sheet with either parchment or aluminum foil at the bottom. So there's gonna be some full pies. It says that it makes 2 deep dish pies, but there's always a little bit left. So I don't like to overstuff them too much because, well, you don't want to make a mess. But that is why I put the parchment on the bottom, or aluminum foil, and it keeps it from spilling over. All right, so I'm gonna pop these in the oven. They're gonna go into a 425 oven for 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna leave them in there, turn the temperature down to 350, and they're gonna bake for another 30 to 40 minutes. While they bake, I'm gonna clean up, and I will see you when I pull them out of the oven. They're just that easy. All right, so we'll see you in a little bit. Hello, so we're back. I just pulled these out of the oven. Yours might look a little bit different. My oven's been acting up, so I need to get it recalibrated. But they do have a little bit of color to them. They are going to be a little bit jiggly, but you don't want them like liquidy jiggly. Other than that, I mean, I just let them cool off, and then they're ready to serve. But yeah, there's some whipped cream on there, and maybe a little bit of pumpkin spice on top of the whipped cream just to give it a little more something. But other than that, that's the pumpkin pie. So these are baked at, like I said, I did a little bit differently because my oven's not working right. But 15 minutes at 425, turn the oven down, and then another 30 to 40 minutes at 350, and you should be all set to go. I will post the recipe down below, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. Any comments, feel free to comment. Other than that, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and share this with your friends and family. And I will see you all after Thanksgiving and with a new recipe. Bye.